Hey everybody. I'm so grateful to be part of the DMQ September virtual salon and to be able to share some poetry with you. I'm going to read poems from Ink and Flesh and Length, which is forthcoming through the Black Spring Press Group. I'd like to really thank Kate Middleton Evans and Todd Swift. Kate was the line by line editor, and Todd Swift is the publishing editor that brought the book in that chose to print it. So I'm grateful. Thank you. First, I'm going to read. All of my poetry is grounded in place. Is very feels like place is important. And this first one is Warm Springs, which is North North Bay in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's a place. So Warm Springs. Remy Grace is 15 months old and long and strong next to the stream where small coho salmon dart in lines that look like art on canvas. The many and their shadows beneath in shapes like arteries into veins or systems of roots growing at the speed of water. Remy Grace on the green lawn next to hula hoops. I pick up one wrapped in green and pink and blue ribbons, let it circle me. And she runs toward me and I stop, let it down to her height. Her small hands hold on from inside and she laughs, practices jumps. All right, these are all 100-word prose poems. And they start out on the train from Emeryville, excuse me, to Toronto. This one's called Beating Heart of the Track. Lights out through a tunnel, brief, unexpected, and back on into the dry grassland. Repeat. Screen dims in sudden dark. Foothills before the Sierras. An old man with white skin and rosacea, skin that pulls back loose as he drinks beer in the observation deck. That's the beating heart of the track. The small blonde boy drawing points out his picture to the young blonde freckled mom, tired between two small children. My family used to camp in gold country, this train next to this river. I've seen this track and train from the road and thought one day, maybe. This is a second poem with the same title, Beating Heart of the Track. Last time through this high desert with Papa, we drove across the country in his element. Through Utah salt flats, him saying, I do not believe in forgiveness for some things. To soothe, I echoed, they did the best they could with what they had. But that's not true, he said. Maybe about his own father or mother, or turning back, further back. Maybe about him letting me go when I was too young. There was that flat yellow gold land for miles before the mountains far distant. Some brown abandoned wood slat structure not far from the road, water up over the fence, telegraph wires falling. So this next poem is when we get to the hometown return part, which is poems that have to do with Toronto, where I grew up, Toronto. And this is from a sequence where each poem is called Good Use of Beautiful Light on Clinton Street. Coffee comes in like a drug after sleeping dawn to dusk, waking to the faint amber line outside the kitchen door. Traffic sound hovers, amplified wasps, oval skull of winter trees like yellow dye in veins, silhouette of a couple of large apartment buildings a couple miles away. Gas blue flame heats a silver percolator in the dark. A world of stars and darkness. Like electric snow in a black and white television, the prickly black tugging through linoleum floor to pull back under into dream. Reading all of Orwell's 1984 in one night, locked in the narrative. And here we are. It's a short reading. So this is the final poem. This is a poem that's located back in Toronto after flying back from the East, where all the poems initially came up and found their first form. So this is called Glutted on a Morning Rose, and it refers to Keats' Ode to Melancholy. There's a line that says, "Glut thy sorrow on the morning rose." Glut thy sorrows, I think it's plural, on the morning rose. And I loved that as a angsty teenager. So this is called Glutted on a Morning Rose. The sky is busy with shooting stars. The Milky Way, sound of running water. Several at a time, red flashing lights of westbound cross-continent planes span the Sierras. Last week, I was on one, still sleeping, fitful, unaware of the huge chirping night below, the bottom of an ocean risen. I can't shut my eyes to it. Moths or night flies buzz around the lit tent, trying to fan, to thump into the glow of the solar lantern my beautiful sun lent. Like you, I too have been broken and put back together, light shining through so many seams. Thank you for listening.